The price of BTC has hit all-time highs again, going from 75 to 76, 77, 78, 79, and even $80,000. And to put this into perspective, Bitcoin's price was only 53,000 in September 2024. So we can see the large growth here, which is obviously great, and we definitely are in the bull market. But the exciting part is, there is still some way to go for crypto, which is extremely positive for everyone looking to grow their wealth. But there are some people who have questions, or who just struggle to maximize the potential of a crypto bull market. So I thought it was important to put this strategy video together now, given what's likely to come in the crypto market in the next 12 months or so. And we'll be looking at when the next crypto market top might be, how a crypto bull run normally works in terms of what pumps first, where we are now in the bull market cycle, advice that you can put in place during the bull market, when to take profits, and different strategies you can adopt based on your risk tolerance and long-term goals. So this is definitely a video not to be missed. Please do like the video and subscribe to the channel so I can continue to offer more content for you in future. Stick around to the end of this video to find out what services Coin Knowledge offers. Just a quick reminder that nothing contained here is financial advice. And let's jump straight in and take a look at the do's and don'ts in order to navigate the next huge crypto bull market successfully. Firstly, when will the market top for crypto be is a question that I'm often asked. And although Bitcoin has hit its all-time high several times at the time of recording this video, it is important to put this into perspective, because that doesn't indicate the top of the entire crypto market, because the total crypto market size hasn't hit its previous heights yet, standing at over $2.8 trillion at the time of recording this video, with it only hitting $2 trillion back in February 2024 after the bear market. So it's obviously up since then. But the total crypto market actually hit $3 trillion in market cap size back in November 2021, as you can see here. So there is still a little way to go to simply return to the previous total market top, let alone surpass it, which I would expect. But if we return to the question of when the market top for crypto will be, well, firstly, no one knows. So this obviously isn't financial advice. But if you look at the Bitcoin halving and how long it normally takes after this, then it would indicate the market peak to be probably in Q4 of 2025, maybe about November time. And I covered this in more detail in a video all the way back in February that you can find a link to here and in the description, should you want to check this out. But we could see a peak or top before this, so don't take that for an exact prediction, because it's a mistake if you think that you will time the top of the market exactly, which we will come to a bit later in this video. Next, how does a crypto bull run normally work? Well, Bitcoin is the one that pumps first. For example, prior to the 2017 and 2021 all-time highs for BTC, Bitcoin led the market surge first. This basically creates more confidence in the crypto market and sets things up for a wider bull run as capital flows into other cryptocurrencies. Then, Ethereum starts pumping as it starts performing better against BTC. Other large caps pump next, with other altcoins pumping last in the crypto bull market, because it was in the second half of the 2017 cycle that alts outperformed Bitcoin, returning on average a 344x versus BTC's 26x, but certainly not prior to this, where altcoins were well down on BTC, which we can compare to now. And this was similar in the 2021 cycle, with altcoins returning a 16x on average in the second half of the cycle versus BTC's 5x. And remember, if crypto follows the 4-year cycle again, which isn't guaranteed, but if it does, then we could be in for a big 2025. And the easiest way of probably seeing this is looking at BTC dominance, because Bitcoin dominance starts to fall as other cryptocurrencies start catching up. So this is a good indication to keep an eye on, because you can see here BTC dominance in blue and the total altcoin market cap in red. And we can see that Bitcoin dominance, or the blue line, is lowest when the altcoin market cap is highest, which obviously makes sense. But currently, Bitcoin dominance of the entire crypto market has been increasing, as you can see here, reflecting the new all-time highs we've seen for BTC. So we would need to see that come down a lot for altcoins to go parabolic. Although it's important to say that there is overlap between the different stages of Bitcoin, Ethereum, large caps, and then altcoins here. And some cryptocurrencies will obviously pump more than others, and at different times, which we'll see again in a bit. And you will be tested in each of these stages, with people asking, why hasn't this gone up yet? Or should I sell and put it into a different cryptocurrency? Or should I buy this cryptocurrency now, because a lot of other people seem to be? Because there will be a lot of hype surrounding crypto as prices rise, with a lot of people buying in at this time because they think it will go even higher. And there will again be a lot of fear when prices are low in future, with people selling to try to cut their losses and because they don't want it dropping any further. But remember, your aim is to buy the dips and sell the peaks, which seems obvious, but is all about educating yourself as much as possible, as it isn't as easy as it sounds in practice with everything else going on. And where are we now in the crypto bull market? Well, having looked at Bitcoin dominance, I think we're probably still in the BTC growth phase, albeit possibly slightly overlapping with Ethereum and some large caps too at the moment. Because even though Ethereum and some other cryptocurrencies are making gains, with ETH hitting $3,200 at the time of recording this and having a great week, its all-time high was about $4,800, so is above this. And you can see here a graph comparing ETH with BTC, showing the price of ETH in blue, which is indicated on the right-hand axis, with us being able to see the large increase in the second half of 2021, leading to its all-time high. And with the brown line here being how much BTC 1 ETH would get you. And what we can notice from this is that the brown line has gone down, so the price of ETH has not kept up with BTC pretty much since 2022. But with ETH performing better against Bitcoin, coinciding with its large recent price growth. So could this be the start of Ethereum's huge growth to new all-time highs, which would indicate that we could be at the beginning of this next stage of the crypto bull market that I outlined previously? Because coming back to Bitcoin, with the introduction of spot Bitcoin ETFs that we didn't have in the last bull market, and therefore much more price exposure to institutional investment, as well as the new all-time highs for BTC that have attracted the media's attention, there is still more room to grow in my opinion, which is great. But this is obviously also bullish for the crypto market as a whole, because we're seeing positive news about crypto with more of a pro-crypto stance now in the United States, and the US, UK, and EU starting to lower interest rates. But it is important to state that retail hasn't come in fully yet when you compare this to the bull run of 2021. For example, with Google searches for Bitcoin still being well off the heights of 2021, which is the same for Google searches for crypto. And with other metrics we could look at, such as Coinbase's latest earnings report for Q3 of 2024, where you can see that consumer or retail trading volume stood at $34 billion. And to put this into perspective, the figure for retail trading volume with Coinbase was $177 billion in Q4 of 2021. But if the price of BTC has hit 80k, imagine the interest and media attention when it hits 85k, and then 90k, and then 95k. And what about $100,000? Things are starting to heat up with some large gains and a lot of green across the board, with things moving pretty quickly in crypto. So hopefully this does continue over a period of time and leads into that huge bull market, which could be transformative for a lot of people. But it is important that crypto investors don't get too carried away, because there are some do's and don'ts when it comes to maximizing your returns and investing sensibly. Firstly, set yourself clear goals and follow them if you haven't already. Yes, be flexible, but don't lose out because you just sit on the sidelines. or you're too impulsive with your investment decisions. Try to take the emotions out of investing where possible, and don't get distracted by hype or FUD, which you will encounter, and which I'll touch on again in a bit when we look at when to potentially take profits. Also, depending on your knowledge and experience, be careful with handing over custody of your crypto to any third party to try to grow your crypto holdings. For example, staking, yield farming, crypto lending, etc. Because the same thing applies in a bull run as it always does. Not your keys, not your coins. Because the last thing you want is for that platform to go down or for an exploit to take place and you lose some or all of your crypto, potentially chasing large returns. This also applies to leverage if you trade in crypto, because unless you are an experienced trader, it's probably not advisable to try to long crypto on the way up, for there then potentially to be a dip and you lose some of your funds. Also be careful about hype for projects, and make sure, as always, that you invest in fundamentals that you've researched and you believe in as an investor. For example, you will see people talk about the latest projects that you should jump into that will at least 100x, and that might be true, but again, you don't want to put capital into a project to be rug pulled shortly afterwards. And this is all essentially risk management, with different people having different amounts of capital to invest in and different risk appetites. So for most people, unless you have the knowledge and experience, ideally, they'll just want to keep their crypto in cold storage, sit back and watch your gains accrue. And linked with this, and what I said before about setting yourself clear goals and then following them, what is your plan for taking profits? What do you want to get out of the next huge bull run? When will you sell and take profit? And will you? This will link with your longer term plan. So I'll give a few options here, and I can't cover every crypto investor's circumstances in this video, unfortunately. But what is your investment time horizon for crypto? For example, if you're a billionaire like Michael Saylor, then you don't really need to take profits as much, and you can hold on to your crypto for much longer. Go through bear markets and wait for huge price appreciation, never sell, and potentially borrow against it if you need to, and you have a large amount of crypto. Whereas others are maybe looking to do this too in parts, but also want to take profit because they need or want this to improve their lives or grow their wealth further. So firstly, a lot of people will want to take profits on the way up, and the key here is on the way up. Trying to time the top is incredibly difficult, and you don't want to get out of a position for the price to then increase significantly from there. For example, if you're up 5x, let's say, but you think it's going to 10x, 20x, then what do? Because you could just hold, hoping for that 10x or whatever to appear, but what happens if it doesn't? Are you prepared to wait another 4 or 5 years to not take profit and to sit through another bear market? For example, your thought process could be, what would happen if Bitcoin reached $90,000? Would you sell or wait for more growth? What if Bitcoin reached $95,000 or $100,000? Would you sell or wait for more growth? Or will you wait for $150,000, for example? The point I'm trying to make is that you could wait and wait until we head into another bear market, which you may not want to do. So you could, for example, take a certain percentage out or take out your principal when you've made enough returns for you. And the principal, by the way, is the original amount that you've invested or put in. So any gains above this are simply profit or free crypto, if you want to look at it that way. And it takes a lot of pressure off. And incrementally DCAing out on the way up would be a good idea for most people once you've reached the point that you're aiming for. But again, the aim is to set a clear target for you. And I would even suggest you write this down somewhere safe if it helps, because it's exactly the same on the way down, with you wanting to buy back in when prices are dropping a lot, because the most successful investors go against what most people are doing in the market, otherwise known as smart money, which always seems one step ahead somehow. And let's look at a very broad example. Let's say you bought one BTC for $11,000 back in 2020, that would then have been worth about $64,000 in 2021. If you'd kept that 1 BTC, it would have then gone down to about $16,000 in 2022. And now it's worth over $80,000. So as we know, it does go up over time. And that is certainly one strategy to just hold on to the crypto you feel very confident about in the long run, as it does take a lot of pressure off you as an investor. However, let's look at an alternative strategy if you'd bought the 1 BTC for $11,000 in 2020, but this time you then sold at an average of, let's say, $55,000 rather than at the top in 2021. That would be a 5x. And remember, this is just a rough example to compare the two strategies. If you then used this $55,000 and decided to buy back into BTC, let's say $20,000 in 2022, you'd then have about 2.75 BTC now, which wouldn't be worth about $80,000 at the time of recording this video, but actually $220,748. So you can see the difference in this rough example. But this is riskier as it involves trying to work out when to buy and sell, which I touched on when I mentioned DCAing in and out, as well as being more stressful. And this will depend on your risk appetite and long-term goals, because you could just cut out all of this noise and hold something like BTC, for example, over the long term in cold storage. Or you could use more advanced strategies to grow your crypto and wealth in DeFi, such as yield farming, crypto lending, etc. But the point is that everyone will be different, with different starting points and different aims. And the caveat to the positivity surrounding a crypto bull market is it's never as straightforward as it sounds. As well as managing emotions, as we've seen, there can be external factors that are out of your control that influence your gains, which I think is important to mention briefly. So for example, will this bull run be different to last time, given that we didn't have the large amount of institutional investment into Bitcoin that we have now through spot ETFs, and with countries holding this also, which could be playing a part in the BTC dominance that we saw a bit earlier. So will this impact the altcoin surge later on, for example, with less capital flowing into the altcoin market? There are more cryptocurrencies than ever nowadays competing for investors' capital. So could this dilute the market and affect the price of some altcoins? Could there be a black swan event, for example, a war maybe, that could change the crypto market and affect the economy negatively? And ultimately, no one ever tells you when to buy or when the top is in, which is when people are so bullish about crypto, so it does make it even harder. No one tells you when to take profit, when to sell, and then when to buy back in again. And you can and will get it wrong sometimes, including me. Anyone who's claiming never to have made a poor investment decision is either lying, ridiculously lucky, or probably hasn't delved into the crypto market a lot. But that ends this video, and hopefully this video on crypto strategy in a bull market has helped. And as always, I'd love to know what you think in the comments below about it. What would be your advice on what to do in a bull market, and what's your crypto strategy? Just a reminder that if you are interested in more of a tailored approach to your crypto education, and you think you'd benefit from having someone look over your shoulder and guide you on your journey, I do offer one-to-one coaching to those who have the desire and the means to educate themselves further. And there are links in the description where you can message me and book in a free video call to see if we'd be a good fit. You can sign up for a free account with Coinly using the link in the description to this video, which is one of the best automated crypto tax platforms out there. If you're looking for more specific crypto tax advice based on your personal circumstances, I've partnered with a leading crypto tax company in Miner, which is part of the company Nephos, that offers other services such as wealth management, restructuring, offshoring, etc. But I'll leave a link to contact them directly in the description to this video as well. And finally, I've included a link to Trezor's website in the description for anyone looking for one of the best hardware wallets or cold storage out there, with 2 new models released recently in the Trezor Safe 3 and Trezor Safe 5 that I've done a video on. And if you found this content interesting, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel, as it really does help. And have a great day.